How you doing, Aquarius? Let's get right into this. See what's going on for you. Messages that you should know, don't know, need to know. Messages that you don't know, should know, and need to know that will help you onto your highest path. There's a lot of people out there trying to pull on your energy. Mine as well, I've been feeling it. Celtic cross for Aquarius. First card out is hostilities. You're feeling hostile. Feeling that you need to protect your energy of some kind. Trying to move away from conflict. Maybe you feel certain hostility towards certain people, a group of people. Because of your intuition. Maybe there are energies out there trying to block your intuition because they're hostile of you. A lot of interruptions, complications that come up into your life, people throwing energy out towards you. Because of some hostility they have towards you. People who are hostile towards you, trying to block your intuition and keep you bounded somehow. Want to keep your energy tied to them. Or keep you bound. Maybe there is even binding spells put towards you. I know, have you been feeling scattered lately? Discombobulated, tired, lethargic. Feeling like things aren't going right. Feeling that you can't do the things that you need to do. Throwing you off balance and away from your path. Maybe somebody doesn't like the things that you say or do because you tend to tell the truth or speak some kind of truth. Now in the past, there's appreciation. You've had appreciation. You felt like you were going towards your goals. You felt more in sorts. Maybe there were certain energies or people that came back into your life during this Venus retrograde who kind of shook things up. Sometimes the devil tends to throw in past karmic relationships to kind of throw you off balance. Maybe because they were trying to project some energy that they were feeling to try to ignore the feelings that they have in order to not deal with it. So people that do that, instead of dealing with their own problems, they find outside sources to be able to ignore their problems and avoid them and find other people to focus on and other situations and relationships to focus on in order to avoid their own problems. And if they don't want to work on it or deal with it or acknowledge it or see it, then they will find an outside source to focus all of that energy so they don't have to deal with it because it's too much for them. But it only stops their progress and it also stops yours. Maybe because they feel stuck as well. And they saw you, that you were moving forward, that you were doing things, that you felt unencumbered, or you had a certain path, and there was a certain hostility towards that. And perhaps when these people came around, you kind of felt it as well. You were unsure of it at first, and maybe you didn't call it out initially at first. But maybe these people wanted to tie these energies towards you because they wanted to steal your energy or light. Look at their life. Does it improve when they were going through shit? And did their life improve when you started coming around? Did your life start going through shit when you started to go around them, getting off balance and off track? Your goals. You want patience. You're feeling hostile because things aren't moving. Maybe people around you are feeling hostile because they intuitively know that you are having movement somehow.
Hey, Kate, you're gonna go down the stairs. Hold my hand. Up or down?
Sorry about that. A lot of background noise, as I said, interruptions. Sometimes the devil tries to throw in speed bumps in order to stop your progress. Sometimes it'll happen when you try to go towards your life path and you start finding these interruptions. Even imbalances in your thought patterns and your emotions. You started to feel this underlying hostility towards the people that started to come around you, possibly at first unknowingly, or I'm not sure as to why, but then it became really apparent. It was because, perhaps you were dealing with energies that was very draining, psychic vampires. You started to feel like every time you hung out with them, or you were around them, or even when you really weren't around them, ever since they started to come around again, you started to feel generally hostile because you felt them pulling on your energy or trying to take your energy from you, or you felt their underlying hostility, and maybe they wanted to project that towards you. I feel like they were putting a binding spell on you, try to keep you stuck and in place. Have patience in yourself, patience in the circumstances, patience in your direction in life, because things that are meant to happen, any negative energy or thoughts that are projected towards you, it can't last for long, because fate, what's fated is fated. And whatever magic that they were throwing at you, or negative thoughts or imbalances, maybe in their own way they were doing the divine's work as well. Maybe it was needed for you to slow down in some way, to think, or in order to learn how to guard yourself from these energies. You have a divine path. Whatever binding spell that they put on you, or feeling bound or stuck to whatever toxic energy, You're being able to push through that. You're being called back to your divine energy, and perhaps you are starting to work on your purpose within this life again, and whatever imbalances that they caused you, you're being able to shake loose from it. It was only able to work for so long. Follow your divine path. Get back to the things that you feel that is your purpose in life. Start working on yourself and focusing on yourself. These people underlying, like, they would come at you as friends, but they had some inner hostilities towards you, and they were bringing up hostility towards you because honestly you were feeling their negative energy. You're feeling their hostilities, and you were being like psychically soaking that up and projecting it out in your own life. Because they felt stuck, they wanted to keep you stuck as well. You see yourself as a blossoming abundance. You're trying to take stock of what you have, the resources that you have, and how to be productive into utilizing those resources into best fitting your needs. And perhaps there's a need to do that and stop a negative kind of idea or the negativity or feeling of lack that you've had, and take a good stock of the resources that you have in order to utilize them to your best advantages. These people, family, friends, ex-lovers, situations, conflicts that would come up financially, physically, you know, all of this. Who do you have around you? Who is coming around you again that you haven't seen around? Is your mental state or emotions changed since this person came around? Has your luck changed since this person came around? Because they wanted to keep you bounded, because maybe they started to feel the positive energy that you were giving off, all of your dharma, and that what they were benefiting from. Maybe there was a big codependent feeling that they had and wanting to keep that energy. Maybe they felt it, and that's what I mean by psychic vampires. When they feel an energy like that, when they feel a positive upswing when you started to come around, they wanted to keep that close to them and bounded and keep benefiting off of it. Your negative thoughts or thought patterns and fears and hostilities, you've been feeling it, and it could be theirs. It could be the planets moving. Maybe it's your fears that started to come up, of fears of not being good enough, not being able to compete or deliver. But it's like these unfounded fears, these projections that people were putting on you, maybe even the retrogrades that were starting to interrupt you and your path, your divine path that you have ahead of you. Perhaps this person, this energies that started to come around, you started to feel underlying hostility towards them because they demanded so much of you, and they felt honestly entitled to it. And perhaps you felt kind of uneasy and unsafe around them, and perhaps they sensed that you felt that around them, and it made them even more hostile because you intuitively felt it. What will you gain from this? By walking away, being independent, working on your own self, your sources and your paths of abundance, is possibly getting a better offer coming in, or you're walking away from an earth sign because you felt like they were knocking you off your path. These people who wanted to, you could have been dealing with an earth sign who wanted to take up all of your time, who felt entitled to it, who was bored and felt like would want to pester you and bother you and to like constantly keep you away from your path because they felt you moving forward, or they didn't want you to accept any offers or have any other offers around. This is like a gluttonous energy around, because they felt like you had other options or you could get other options. And this is someone who definitely was trying to keep you bound and stuck. It could have been a boss. It could have been somebody that offers you something, offers you like help or assistance in some kind of way, or possibly a money or a loan. But it was more like a tie to them. It's like a quid pro quo. It's like, yeah, I'll offer you help, but what can I get from it? Or if I offer Aquarius help, then that'll be something that I could hold over them, as to expect them to do what I want from them, give them a sense of obligation. This is someone who offers things, like the devil, and thinking that, oh, this person is being nice or assistance, but it has a underlying kind of like a covert contract with an expectations that you should deliver something without even really telling you the terms of that. And perhaps you felt it. It's like, oh no, I don't want this job offer. I don't want this loan. I don't want this assistance. No, thank you. I'm going to walk away. I'm going to find my own source of income, my own energy. And they didn't want you to find your own independent source of energy or sources. They wanted to be the main person to do that so they could be able to control it. Earth signs, maybe you have Earth within your chart. It can be, if you're dealing with a Taurus or Virgo, or even Capricorn, they have a sense of needing to control the environment or people around them in order to quell some kind of anxiety that they're feeling. Scorpios have this tendency to do that as well. Whenever they're feeling overly anxious, they want to control the environment around them in order to quell that anxiousness. And perhaps you started to see that. And you started to see these red flags popping up. If this was a friend that started to come around and you just walked away from, or a family member, or somebody that offered you a job, which had some underlying kind of hidden agenda behind it. You're walking away to get your own destiny, to get your own sources of income, because this was the very thing that this person tried to stop, these people, this energy environment, because you do have a destined divine path. And like I said, sometimes the devil tries to throw in speed bumps in order to stop you from attaining it. It's time to walk away, and I feel like you are being independent, which you should be. Because when you're having this light energy or you're on your divine path, people feel that light energy and then they want to consume it for themselves. But they were not awakened enough to be able to attain it from themselves, so they take it from other people. Maybe it's you needed to put more time and energy into your sources and your resources that you have in order to attain a lot of your goals on your own, so you won't be beholden to these people who have these covert contracts. This can be like covert narcissists as well, offering you something in order to get something. Can be a control factor as well, people who can be controlling, and you felt this. Perhaps they even started to become really hostile whenever they started to come around as well, or when you decided to start focusing on yourself. And perhaps they still have ties on you. Maybe a cord breaking spell would help. Even though that it's getting weaker, I still feel them pulling on your energy, as I have mine, because I could say that a lot of this, even in my own life, that's been happening as well. Be careful of who you allow into your environment. And if you start feeling anxious or feeling like intuitively that there might be something off, it's because there very well might be. I mean, you don't want to jump to conclusions. That's why you don't want to give all of your energy out at once. And you definitely, if they're demanding it, when they haven't even contributed anything to you and felt extremely entitled to have it. Victory underneath. There you go. Look at that. What you don't know, what you don't see, keep working towards your goals. Don't take offers from people that you feel uncomfortable with, or even offers in general that you're unsure of where the sources are coming from or their true nature. Because you never really know what they expect in return. I'd be weary of that. People who just offer things out of the blue. Ask yourself why. Ask yourself what kind of person that they are. What could be the reasons why they're offering this? Because, a lot of people that, even though they are good hearts, that they will offer something in the goodness of their heart, more often than not, it's for a reason. Because they want some kind of energetic tie towards you, to tie you up and hold you in place and bind you and stop you from attaining a victory that they felt that you were going towards. And in order for them to keep you around them, they felt it was a need to interrupt any progress that you might have. If anyone's demanding on your time without giving you anything of benefit and without knowing their nature and why they're giving it, be wary. Because you're going to have a victory. It's what you don't know and what you see. And maybe you've been discouraged because you have been thrown off track for as long as you did. And you weren't getting as much progress in that you would see because of this mental imbalance, this feeling tied because of these hostile energies around you. Because they see your light. They see your spiritual gifts. And perhaps you even lost sight of that for yourself, but they certainly saw it. This could be the sign of a Virgo or Taurus or Capricorn. Now with the Knight of Pentacles or the man holding a coin, it's slow coming. And perhaps this is the feeling of being discouraged. Perhaps there's an offer coming towards you, but it's slow coming. Don't get discouraged. Keep working towards your goals, your divine path, your purpose within this life. Walk away from anyone who expects too much but gives little. And when you are patient, when you are diligent towards your goals, you will have this victory. Creation, bottom of this deck, look at that. You know what? No, let's do this. In the past, you were appreciative of your divine gifts. You were feeling more to yourself and one before these energies started to come in, before people started to put off these energies towards you, because you're going towards your divine path. But people were hostile towards it, and because of it, because they didn't have that purpose, or they have that purpose, but they didn't want to work on their issues in order to attain it, or to see it, or to figure that out for themselves. So they want to keep you binded, and it became a really toxic, codependent situation, and you started to see this. You started to feel it. And you started to see how amazingly karmic it was. And when they found out that you refused to be interrupted, they started to become really, really agitated and hostile because of it. Because you started to take your power back, and you started to go towards your goals, and you started to assert yourself, and this control energy, or this controlling energy, started to become more and more hostile because of it. Because if a person doesn't have their purpose in life, or their own focus and passions, they will leech off of other people who do, and expect them to entertain them and help them ignore their own problems. Stay inflexible towards your divine path. All of these false fears and negative thought patterns and thinkings that they were projecting towards you, that you started to feel, maybe even the things that you were consuming, food, media, just the general underlying feeling of unease. Maybe you're feeding off of their energy, they were feeding off of yours, and you started to feel their energy. Be careful of what you consume, or the people you have around your energy, because you tend to soak up the psychic energy of the environment around you. Be inflexible towards your divine path, because a lot of these fears, they are imagined. We see you walking away towards your path, finding your own peace. Advice: be observant of people who try to tie you up, or put some expectations towards you. It could have been a karmic soulmate, or perhaps there could be a soulmate around you that has been tied up. Perhaps it was you. Perhaps they felt stuck, and you had a karmic path, and they wanted to keep you bound. Be observant of people who are stuck in their life, because those are the people who would drain the life out of you. Do they have passions and goals? Because if they don't, they will drag you down, and they will try to bind you in order to bring you down to their level and make you unsure of your path. Try to make you second guess yourself. Try to question yourself. Try to make you feel stuck and unsure. Break the ties that bind, or people try to hold you down with, by taking up your energy, your time. And then you will enter the land of milk and honey if you entered the door to spirit, and you will start seeing the world change around you if you go towards your divine path. Have faith in that things will work out, that there is blossoming abundance. Look at the resources that you have to be able to independently attain it. I'm not saying never take help from anybody, but if they've had a history of being over controlling and over dependent and stuck in their life, past and or now, be careful, because usually that's the main source of what people who are stuck and want to keep you bound will do, is offer you things that they think that you might need or want in order to keep some kind of tie to you, in order to stop you from attaining it yourself, and have faith in yourself and your own abilities to attain it. And don't be discouraged because you fell off track. Co-create with spirit. Walk through the door of spirit to attain your own independent blossoming abundance and the land of milk and honey. And I don't know what those jobs is, or maybe it's an artistic job, musician, artist, author, writer, reader. Whatever it is divinely guided towards you, and it's time for you to get back into your divine path. Co-create with spirit in order for you to attain your victory. But that's what I got for you, Aquarius. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, all of that, and I'll talk to you later.